Yeah. Is it 2040? Yeah.
It's a massive welcome to this live stream from the Oakwood premiere as the Australian Poker Tour Melbourne Championships. We're finally with you live. A few little bugs in the system, unfortunately, earlier in the day, but you join us at a really great time here. It's the final table of the Goliath. We're up on the 41st floor of this beautiful building. I'm Harvey Silva and have much pleasure to be sitting next to one of the preeminent talents on the Australian poker circuit. It's Liam Murray, and great to see you, mate.
Mate, what a pleasure to be joining you and joining the APT team. I'm very much looking forward to the next few days of the live stream coverage, and well, mate, what an exciting week we've got ahead of us.
And what a place to do it, and what a time to come in as we see one of our last four, picking up aces here on the very first hand.
Mate, we're straight into it.
We love this, don't we?
They're not giving us a break.
We might just keep an eye on this, and then we'll start to go through chip stacks. Everyone obviously very deep here. We probably are going to be here for a fair while, even though there's only four left. And
we do see Raf 3-bet the small blind with Jack-9 suited. Definitely a hand that he can be doing this with. Amin is at the absolute top of his range with two aces in the chip lead. How is he going to proceed? And he does call. What an interesting decision.
Yeah.
Harvey, you've had a pretty big week so far with the prep of APT. What did you get up to last night? I heard it was a pretty fun time.
We will talk about last night in some length. And of course, Raf picks up the flush draw here. It's never easy with aces, is it?
No, not at all. So this is definitely a hand that Raf is going to... He's certainly going to be seeing a turn. Whether he chooses to lead or whether he chooses to check and then call Amin's bet. We'll see how Amin proceeds himself. Raf will definitely be hanging around to see what's going on the turn. He does look like he's going to lead.
Set 6, bet 150.
Amin has played his hand very, very, very much disguised. I wouldn't be surprised to see him race his flop.
And the only thing you could possibly be afraid of here is the flush, isn't it?
Yeah, or hands like, pocket queens, for example. Like he would definitely 3-bet the hand with pocket queens, but clean turn, 3 of spades. Raf does not improve his hand. He still has the jack-high flush draw. We may see him slow down to try and control the size of the pot. I know these two boys have been battling all day, as
yes.
They've been quite deep all day.
Well, you were playing this yesterday, so we'll talk to you about that as well shortly.
Certainly.
All in.
Oh wow!
All in and a
Sit by
snap.
call.
So this is massive.
It's a very big pot first hand.
Wow.
Harvey, you want to go to dinner at 6:30 after this thing wraps up?
Well, I was just thinking how they're so deep. We could be here for ages, and there is no diamond on the board, and we go quickly from 4 to 3. That was unbelievable. First hand. This is the first hand the guys have played up here. They've been downstairs, and we've moved them up into this beautiful building up on the 41st floor. We'll talk about all of that, but let's talk about that as a starting point. And unfortunately for Raf, losing all those chips, and he's out in fourth.
Yeah, look, he had plenty of equity with his hand, but unfortunately against a player like Amin, sometimes he's just going to walk straight into the top of his range. Harvey, I've done plenty of commentary with poker around the world, but I've never had a backdrop like this. This is incredible. I'm ready to take a selfie and make a new Facebook profile photo, mate. This view's insane.
It is insane. You don't really get it on the stream with the glare outside, but we've got a 360-degree view of Melbourne from up here. As it gets a little darker tonight, you get to see it, and we'll make sure that our cameras, which can pan around, give everyone out there a real good look at it. But this has really got that whole poker after dark feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was just about to say it's a very high quality finish of this room, and that is all thanks to the Oakwood Premier here. It's a beautiful hotel, and we're very lucky to be hosted here. I'm very much looking forward to
Sit 5.
many more series in the future.
80.
If you're in Melbourne, and of course a lot of people are because it's Grand Prix weekend, you want to play a bit of poker, get down here. Most of the games are down on the 5th floor on the big main floor that we have down here. But this is our RFID and final table, and all the big events.
All of our stream games will be on the table upstairs, and hopefully over the next few days I'll get a chance to hang out with many of my very talented friends who are going to come in and commentate with us. But for now, I'm joined by the extremely
Sit 5.
experienced Harvey Silver, and I'm very happy to be learning all of the tricks of Harvey's trade.
I'll be asking you lots of questions. I don't put myself forward as a poker expert. Love the game, and but you know all these guys really well. So let's start with that. I think Daniel Hashem would be very familiar to a lot of people out there, and I mean obviously too. Won a lot of money on the Australian and in the international circuit. So let's go through these three guys.
I mean, so Daniel Hashem comes without really needing to say much more. Hashem, not only do we have Tony at the helm of APT, but we also have Joe Hashem and being Tony's brother. Daniel, an absolute fierce competitor, world class player, and anytime I'm on Dan's table,
Sit 8 4.
I love his company, but I don't like playing poker with him. He's a very talented man, and I've never felt less attractive than sitting opposite Daniel Hashem. He's a very handsome fella as well. But coming to our third player of the table, Shem Goltz. Shem is, I believe he's been in Australia for about 5 or 6 years. He spent a long time on the Gold Coast. And for those around Brisbane and Gold Coast, we know Shem very well. For those of you in the Melbourne scene, you'll have seen Shem a lot in the last 6 months. Prolific grinder. This is, I believe, one of the bigger blinds he's played live, but he's definitely holding his own. And I had the displeasure of playing with Shem yesterday. He's certainly got some tricks about him, but.
And he has a great dress sense too.
Mate, he's a very unique character. Shem is unapologetically himself. I often think of Shem and Jamiroquai as a very similar cut from the same cloth. But he's definitely a lover of the poker and the game, and I mean, we don't really have to say much about him. He's won all the money for the last 3 or 4 years in the community, and he's one of the nicest blokes around as well.
He is a lovely guy, just universally liked. I see that on the floor. Just everyone coming up to him and saying g'day. And
thanks for busting me, mate. Appreciate it. We do see Amin limp of this small blind with King Jack suited and flop top pair with an extremely good kicker. Shem unfortunately has not much of a hand to continue with, just a 7 high. Queen of spades on the turn. Amin may start trying to build the pot a little bit. His hand is quite under-wrapped. When we say under-wrapped, he's not expected to have a hand as good as King Jack suited with just a call in the small blind. Shem, unfortunately for Amin, has nothing of this board, so he probably won't be putting any more money in the pot.
Sit 5.
Yeah, we do see Shem snap fold.
Sit 8 fold.
Liam, we're going out obviously on the APT Facebook page. We're also out on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
And we have a chat ninja here up the side of our screen. Please get in and talk to us.
Mate, that's one thing that you will not catch me doing is ignoring the chat. I love having a chat with my friends.
And one of the things, as we've just started the stream, give us a little bit of tech feedback too. Is our volume good? Are the pictures good? Is the stream nice and solid? These are the very important things for us to start off with. And then we can start talking some poker, which definitely is going to happen.
Shout out to Will Ciali in the Facebook stream. Watching him in on the stream is basically free coaching. Mate, imagine if you had to pay to watch him in on stream. You'd probably do it. But he's a very talented player, and we're all three remaining are extremely talented. So we're in for a treat.
Sit 8 fold.
Dan picks up pocket threes.
Sit 2. Call. Heads up.
Queen 4-5 on the flop. Not much happening for Dan, but unfortunately even less for him in. Probably a flop that favours Daniel in the blind a little bit more than him in. I mean, he's probably not going to be raising too many 4s, 5s. He's definitely going to have some queens, but he's going to have lots of 10s as well. So this may be a turn that Amin starts betting.
Sit 2. Sure.
Unfortunately for Daniel, with pocket threes, he's probably gonna struggle to sustain a lot of pressure here from Amin, and he does lead
95.
the turn.
Sit 2 fold.
Yeah.
So when we talk about sort of the 10 being a great card for Amin to start betting, like hands like Ace King, hands like King Jack, all of those cards wrapped around the 10 are going to pick up equity on the turn. So yeah, definitely a hand that well played from both boys.
Got the little ticker down the bottom that gives you all the info, but up on the top right, you can see we had 78 buy-ins for this event. This is the big buy-in event here, 2.5K, and 78 buy-ins, pretty good. Smashed the guarantee.
Mate, unmissable for me. I arrived yesterday, had almost no sleep after a 6 a.m. flight out of Brisbane. I was like, that's probably a tournament I need to be playing. So while we were waiting for the stream to get set up, I jumped in and contributed my 78. Contributed my buy into the field, but yeah,
nice big prize pool, 175 grand, 55 up top, as you can see on the crawl there, 33,400 for second, and third now will get 22 grand. Nice little payday.
Extremely good way to boost your week, that's for sure.
Sit 2 fold.
Daniel was just 8 high in the small blind, so does need to let it go. Another pot going Amin's way. His extension of his chip lead is now over 100 big blinds. This is going to be an uphill battle for both Daniel and Shem, but both Daniel and Shem are deep enough to battle with Amin. And they will have been playing with him for almost 18 hours across both days.
It's attrition as much as skill, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, events like the Goliath with some really long, deep structures, and particularly deep stacks. It's not about the big pots; it's about the little jabs. And the knockouts come, but it's about how you survive the jabs. And whether you fold the one big blind bet, that fold, all those kind of things all take into consideration. I know that Daniel yesterday, I played with him. He max late regged, so it came in with 100,000 at 366, and we've seen him. It's an absolute testament to Daniel as a poker player that he's been able to spin a max late reg of 13 or 14 blinds into a final table. Yeah. So it's certainly not just the Amin show. We've definitely got some other characters in the movie as well.
It's a pretty hand here in the big blind for Shem.
Absolutely, he won't be going too far.
Sit 8. Call. Heads up.
Seven, 8, 4, 2 diamonds and a heart. Not much for Shem. Daniel with just ace high.
Sit 2. Bet 1.
Daniel does go with a small C bet. Shem has a really awkward stack size. He can't really continue with hands that don't have too much equity. When we say that, if Shem just floats here with the queen high, he's suddenly playing a 10 or 12 big blind pot. With just 23 bigs to start the hand, Shem needs to tread really carefully. And he does let it go. Daniel collects a vital pot, keeping Shem short and closing in the gap on Amin Just a little bit. Now it's only 97 bigs.
About to say. He's got 135
Yeah.
big blinds. Wow.
I mean, this is a highway. I mean, it's a Mack truck. And these two boys are little Yaris's.
Liam, you've only got here yesterday, but the numbers for the events down on level 5 have been unbelievable,
unreal.
really.
Yeah.
Such a thirst for poker in Melbourne.
Mate, I've been around poker for a long time within Australia, and when I first started out, Melbourne was a place to be, and we had a bit of a lull through maybe the last 2 or 3 years where some restrictions meant that Melbourne couldn't host the live poker that they wanted to, but I mean, APT's partnership with Crown is probably one of the most exciting things that I've seen in quite some time. It really it really cements Melbourne as the place to be in poker in Australia. For the last 18 months, 2.5 years, Gold Coast, Brisbane, we've had it all. But you guys have taken the crown back. And that means that we're going to have to be travelling here.
Well, I think it revolved around Crown, to be honest. I mean, Crown was so big on poker, and they really dropped the ball for a while there, and no one really could come in because of the laws here. And no one could come in and fill the void. So I think Crown's also, obviously new management and a new focus, and I think they realise that poker, is a draw, and obviously now partnering with the Australian Poker Tour is massive.
Yeah, and for all of the poker staff at Crown, I know that there are so many people in the Crown management team who love the game of poker and they want to see it. They want to see it succeeding. The Aussie Millions coming back is an absolute huge win for our poker community. So I know that so many of us dream of travelling to the World Series of Poker in Vegas. Want to go over to Asia, play. Mate, you don't have to. Just come to Melbourne, play the APT, win a Saturday. Like, there are so many Saturdays this week. Cheap seat into the Aussie Millions main, spin that into a final table, buy a new house, buy a new Ferrari, whatever you want to do. All starts here at the APT.
Yeah. And a lot of Saturdays going on here, and the numbers for those have really boosted the patronage down on level 5. Saturdays into the main event here, obviously, which there'll be another flight of that tonight. Get down here if you're in Melbourne. It's a great place to play poker.
2-seat guarantee tonight for the main event, guys. So if you're looking to play a great Saturday, tonight's 8 p.m. start is an extremely good one to get into. I unfortunately will have to miss the main event because I'll be doing this.
Yep.
But I had my fun in the Goliath, and it wasn't too much fun. So I'm happy to watch for the next few days.
Well, I got my poker fix last night. You were alluding to a big night that we had.
I was looking forward to hearing more about this because I thought it might have even been here, but I think you guys ended up in a private venue. But
we did.
Mate, tell me what happened. What were you guys up to?
I think a lot of people would be aware that it was the 4-year anniversary of the death of the great Shane Warne yesterday, and he was a massive supporter of poker generally and the Australian Poker Tour in particular. One of the great mates of Tony Hashem and Joe Hashem, of course, and so his son Jackson is also picked up the old man's thirst for poker. Hosted all Shane's mates, all his poker mates last night at his old man cave in Sandringham. It was very emotional. It was very, very funny. Lots of great stories.
I know Daniel Hassan here was planning to go there last night and be involved, but he was unfortunately wasn't able to get there. And
he's a bit devo. He told me James Hassan was there, and unfortunately Joe was away. He was also pretty upset. So we had two of the 4 Hashams with Tony and James there.
Mate, one of my favourite memories of playing poker with Shane is. And I'm lucky enough to have played with him 3 or 4 times at APT in Brisbane. I could not beat Shane in a pot for the life of me. If I had King Jack, he had King Queen. If I had Ace King, he had pocket aces. Like, it was that kind of relationship. And I just said to him, mate, what am I going to do? He's like, Mate, I play cricket. You play poker. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's an extremely cool thing for me growing up. You know, growing up in the '90s, watching Warne absolutely devastate the cricket world, and then playing with a hero like Shane, and so many of us in the APT community have those memories because before his unfortunate passing, he was he was grinding. He was there. So. It's a beautiful way to commemorate his memory.
It was. We were contemplating actually streaming that last night, but in the end, I think, with respect to Jackson, I think, he wanted to keep that, a bit more private
for
than
sure.
that. And I suppose some of the discussions and the gags and
of course.
Campbell Brown finished up with his shirt off for most of it because it was so hot in that man cave, and he was George the Animal Steel for most of it. It was a lot of fun.
For all I know about Warne, he was a man that liked to party, and I'm sure that his mates are the same. So
yes, we did.
Some things are better kept between friends. And,
very much so.
Very much a beautiful way to honour his memory.
Can see a lot of it on socials. People there did post a fair bit last night, but some of his really great mates, Brendan Favola, Glenn Maxwell, who finished second, was there as well. Aaron Hamill, a lot of his sort of real poker mates, I suppose, that may not be that well known, but we're very close to him, and obviously Jackson. Warne right in the middle of it, and it was a really great way to remember the king.
Mate, do you think we're going to see any of those other boys in some of the events later in the week?
Well, this is a lovely lead-in because tomorrow we've got the Shane Warne event.
We do.
Please come down and play if you're in Melbourne. It's a $230 buy-in event. Obviously, 23 Shane Warne.
Yes.
A lot of those boys have said they will come. Glenn Maxwell, I think, virtually guaranteed that he's going to come down. Fev, they're all going to come down and play. What an opportunity to play alongside those guys too.
Mate, I can't wait to check Rose Fev.
Yeah.
No.
He had a stack of chips at one point last night, Fev, and they one thing they don't have is patience.
Look, if they've got a flush draw, they're going with it. Yeah. Not much happening here for Amin. He does have the 9-3 offsuit in the big blind. He is going to 3-bet this one. Now, Amin is not 3-betting this hand because he has 9-3 offsuit. He is 3-betting the hand because Shem is very short. So he's putting all the pressure back on Shem.
Yep.
He's making Shem find a hand to go with. As we can see, Amin has 9-3 off. It has absolutely nothing to do with his hand. It's all about the dynamic of having the chip lead and whether Shem wants to go with it.
Good spot here for Shem though, isn't it? He's
I would think so. Against Amin, I would be. Looks like Shem's just going to call. Interesting decision. Shem will be out of position post. Oh, sorry. Shem will be in position post flop against Amin. Let's see what develops on the flop. King 3.
Wow.
Amin does improve to 2-pair, kings and 3s with a 9 kicker. Shem just with ace-high.
Good flop for Amin.
Probably about as good as he's going to get. Shem is probably not going to be calling pre-flop with too many of his pairs. So, Amin can be pretty confident that a pair of 3s is probably going to be winning right now, unless somehow Shem has a king, or a hand like maybe pocket 5s or 6s. Hands like 8s, 9s, 10s. Shem would most likely have re-raised pre-flop. And Amin would have just obviously had to fold his hand, but Shem's really in a rock and a hard place.
It is really tough, isn't it? He knows that.
Yeah, this is.
Amin's probably pushing with nothing, in that position too.
But the other thing is, even if Shem knows that Amin is doing it with nothing, Shem cannot do anything because what happens if Amin does have something?
Yep.
You know, like he's so shallow at the moment that every pot is crucial to Shem, and of course for Amin, you know, the further his chip lead extends, the more risks he can take. So, you know, hands like King 9, you know, Queen Jack, all of those kinds of things, he can afford to run it against 15 big blind stacks when he's got this many chips. Harvey, when are we going to see you on the felt, mate?
Not on the stream because I don't get to final tables. So
okay, fair enough.
I do. I'd love to play tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. You've got a couple of very willing co-commentators. There's one sitting out there who's pretty keen to come in as well. So
we do.
I think I will have opportunities to actually let's
For
stop
sure.
because this is a really interesting hand here
It will
too.
be.
That's one of the prettiest hands you can see. Jack 10 suited against the pair of jacks.
So seeing Daniel open the button with Jack 10 suited, Amin does 3-bet the small blind with pocket jacks. Shem gets out of the way in the big blind, 9-7 suited. Daniel, probably a good enough hand to... Actually, maybe it's too much. Maybe he might have to fold.
He would have just wanted to see a flop, wouldn't he?
Absolutely.
It's just such a pretty hand. It's a lot of people's favourite sort of, you know, second non-premium hand, isn't it?
Sit to call.
Dan does call.
does call,
We are
though.
off to the flop. Daniel is going to need to make a straight or see plenty of hearts out there. Otherwise, Amin's jacks are going to be in command for this hand. Ace, queen, queen.
So pretty scary for both players, really, that flop, isn't it?
So when we think about the hands that Daniel will open as a raise, it's going to be every ace. It's going to be, you know, every pair, and hands that Amin, you know, a big portion of Daniel's range is going to be hands around the ace. So Amin's jacks are really starting to shrink down in especially with the 3-bet pre-flop. It'll be really interesting to see how Amin proceeds in this hand.
So obviously some straight opportunities here for Daniel too.
Absolutely, that 8 does give him a double gut shot now. So double gut shot. So the 9 or the king will make his straight. Amin going to try and charge some draws. Does go quite small. Looks like 90,000.
Don't think that's going to scare Daniel off.
Daniel's hand is probably too good to let it go just yet. Although he really would have liked to have seen a free turn. I mean, not one to offer too many freebies.
Seconds.
Of course, the Goliath now featuring a shot clock. So these players do have 30 seconds to hack.
300.
Wow,
So he's actually raised it.
extremely cool
Wow.
hand from Dan here. Recognising that Amin doesn't have to have an ace to 3-bet pre-flop, and Daniel's range does contain a lot of aces, so very cool hand from Dan. Checking back the ace on the flop and punishing Amin's c-bet on the turn. This is going to be hard for Amin to continue with, but he's maybe got too many chips to fold. The other thing with the other thing that Amin has to be really careful of is he doesn't actually want Dan to get too many more chips. He wants to keep Dan short because with Shem in, Amin really puts Dan in a tough spot ICM-wise. Dan can't afford to bust in third because Shem is so short in second, you know, so...
He's going to lay it down, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Extremely well played hand from Daniel.
Yeah, really well played. And let's have a look at the room. We were talking about how beautiful it is here. This is the view from floor 41 at the Oakwood Premiere. Thanks to our genius up here, Jamie, who's
Extremely
shooting all the
talented.
stuff.
Extremely talented media team. Matty Marshall running the stream and Jamie Hall, the wizard behind the camera. Catherine.
Gave us a lovely little... I don't think that's his company, but anyway, someone got a bit of a Provo at the end?
CapCut is the app that most
you go.
that most people use to edit their their videos. So
that was their advertising there. But
Yeah.
yeah, lovely room. And when it gets the sun goes down here and it gets dark, it's really got that sort of, as I said, poker after dark feel.
Yeah, feel for sure.
Raise 80.
Oh, mate, it's been a pleasure. I was looking forward to working with you again. I've had the pleasure of commentating with you a couple of times in the past, but I've done plenty of commentary since, so it's really nice to be in the booth with you again.
It is, and we're going to do a bit of swapsies through the course.
Sit to check.
Daniel just flopping everything here.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Daniel, Amin having absolutely nothing, so won't be continuing too much with this hand.
We'll see how this plays out, and we might get Mackenzie in after
Absolutely,
this
mate.
hand, who busted out fifth.
Yes.
Out of this one, and you sat with him on the table for a while, so I'll probably hop out and let you have a
Yeah, one of my
chat
great
with
friends
him.
as well, so I'm looking forward to having a
Great.
chat with him and pick his brain about the final table, because we didn't see too much of it before the four-handed start. So we can just hear a little bit more about that and pick of his brains for some of the spots. Harvey, it's been a pleasure, mate. Looking forward to speaking with you later in the week. I'll let you skedaddle.
We will do. Might come back in if this goes for a fair while
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
We'll just keep an eye on it. Three-handed at the moment. It could go quick, or it could
just
go for
all
another couple of hours.
It all depends where the chips end up, that's for sure. If Daniel takes a big chunk from him in, we could be here for hours.
Yeah, well, he's already got the check mark here, and is Amin going to try and posture? He is going to try and posture. This is interesting.
150.
We weren't expecting this, Liam, were you?
I mean, it's a function of, Amin understanding that Daniel needs to bet this flop regardless of the contents of his hand. Daniel is not always going to be as strong as he is in order to bet. Amin is not going to have six high too often either. So, if Daniel was up to no good, the check raise from Amin probably gets through. But unfortunately for Amin, Daniel has towards the top of his range with chip pair.
Amin has hit two on that river.
Yeah. He's either going to have to turn his hand into a bluff or just give up. I think he may give up. Probably a little bit concerned about Daniel trapping him. He does check it down.
He's not even going to show. All right. Well, thanks, mate.
All right.
I might see
Mate,
you
a pleasure.
a little later on, but we'll get
Absolutely.
Mackenzie in and keep this going.
For
It's the
sure.
Australian Poker Tour, Melbourne leg here at the Oakwood Premiere.
Check.
All right. Thank you very much to Mr. Harvey Silva for joining me for the introduction to the Goliath stream. Mate, the superstars keep rolling. I've been joined by none other than Mackenzie Alford. Mackenzie was a final tableist of the Goliath today, bowing out in fifth. Mackenzie, welcome. Thank you very much for hanging out, man. It's
Mr.
always
Murray, pleasure to be with you.
mate,
How are we doing, everybody?
guys, if you're in the Facebook stream or the YouTube stream, give us a yell. Mackenzie is probably going to be here for maybe the next half an hour, 45 minutes. Depends how long I can keep him entertained. But he's been hanging out with me for the last hour or so, waiting to have a chat. Mac, another great result, mate. 5th place in the Goliath.
Not too shabby.
I did see the bust out. We busted with Queen's first ace down in pocket eights. Not to be.
It was slightly brutal. We have 10 bigs and a pair. That's got to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. All right, we're straight into the action. Daniel does open the button with 7-6 suited. Shem has Queen Jack suited in the big blind. A ton of equity for Shem's Queen Jack suited. And just 19 blinds to start the hand. It'll be interesting to see how he proceeds.
Definitely 2 options available, huh?
Yeah. Can definitely see merit between a call and also
I say 2. We could be looking at 3. Call's pretty sweet. You go 5 or 6 blinds.
Yeah.
And you can just whack it in his face.
Also just send it in straight into his eye. It'll be interesting to see how Shem proceeds.
Yeah.
He does call, choosing to keep the pot as small as possible.
It's certainly reasonable. Still play some small ball off this kind of stack size.
Absolutely. All right, this is probably
Pretty
going
sweet flop.
mate. We're going to see some fireworks. Shem has flopped top pair. Daniel has flopped an up and down straight draw and the chip lead. This is going to be a tough one for the chips not to find their way into the middle at some stage of the hand. I can see plenty of check raises coming from Shem on the flop of Jack 5-4 if Daniel does choose to c-bet.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of hand out of the big blind at this stage. I haven't actually seen much of... You familiar with Mr. Hasham's game?
I have played with Daniel a few times in the past, but
Big bet.
I tend to try and avoid him because he's so bloody handsome, so annoying.
Yeah,
And the
there's a
worst
few
bit
of
is,
them.
the
And
worst bit is he's very talented at the game as well. He comes from some extremely good stock, the Hasham family.
Brutal combination, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's hard not to be.
The
hard
hands
not
of
to be
geniuses. Fair play.
And we've seen a check jam from Shem,
No mucking around.
and we bet call. Wow. Okay, we're running it. See you at the river, boys.
Why not, huh?
Yeah, I mean Dan's got the chip lead, and
It's a nice big bet, committing himself.
Absolutely. Spicy
That's not
turn Queen of Diamonds, river, 4 of Diamonds. Daniel does back in a flush.
about that?
Unfortunately for us, we're going to see the end of Mr. Shem Goltz,
GG's.
bowing out in third for $22,000. That does leave us with an extremely deep heads up. Amin with 122
Wow, so it
bigs
is.
and Daniel with 71 blinds. Guys, grab your water bottle, grab a sleeping bag. We might be here for a while. 50 bigs between Amin and Dan, but both of these guys are some of the more experienced players on the circuit. Mackenzie, while we're in between hands, Catherine asked you about earlier.
Hands? Poker hands?
There's a fairly spicy video of you and Amin somehow ending up all in with 6-5 suited versus Amin's ace king.
How did we end up all in?
I don't even know. Mate, I saw the highlights and I just went, that is a Mackenzie Alfred win if I've ever seen one. Look, if anyone's reinventing the wheel, it's Mackenzie. Mackenzie's driving a car with 3 wheels some days and I don't understand how he's driving the car at all. Don't know how he gets his license.
Sometimes we still get there. I know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, look, very interesting hand from yourself. I won't grill you too much about it.
Oh, look, we get after it. It's called a... It's probably a slightly more on the advanced side, Mr. Riazati, but it's cool when you play against people that you have
Yeah.
a similar style to, huh? So you can...
I made a joke earlier today. Mackenzie reminds me a lot of Amin 2 years ago.
Curious.
Amin was a very wild character 2.5 years ago.
I believe it.
He's reformed. He's a little bit reformed.
He's dialed it back a
little
bit.
bit more reformed now, but he's still a wild unit.
How long have we seen him in on the scene? Long time?
Maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, wow.
Maybe 5. I've not played a huge amount in Melbourne, so potentially Amin was playing the scene earlier.
He's obviously very used to big spots,
I mean,
deep final tables.
mate, you have a look at his hand and something like 1.3 million.
It's pretty flash.
He's used to the big spots and used to the pressure moments.
Work it.
All right,
What are we working
what do
with?
we see?
Cheeky little C-bit. Find out where we're at.
Daniel does have a gut shot, so I can imagine he will probably be continuing to this small bet.
Interesting if he chooses to flat or to raise. I'd imagine it's not quite enough equity to want to blow the pot a lot.
2 raises 200.
Yeah, I mean, you're wrong.
Yeah, sucked in immediately.
Mate, one of my favourite things about commentary is when I say something and then they do exactly the
Immediately.
opposite. So look, I mean, where does the equity come from when we check raise a gut shot? We want to realise it and get our opponent to fold right now. So Shout out to George Rochelle in the Facebook stream. Big Mac.
He just knows that he's still got a fighting chance in this pot, and he's still alive. That's
Mate, what a wild
so
hand
pure.
we're watching. I'm in C-bets to King High.
How big is the reasonable enough size?
How are you going to commentate this, mate?
Wow.
I have some thoughts.
I definitely don't love life when I have no spades and a straight draw, and I check raise this, and the ace of spades draws off.
Yeah.
Who has more flushes? Probably a min, huh?
I would even go as far as say, well, I mean,
It's 300.
good luck, I'm in. This is a very spicy
luck, I'm
turn.
in.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's a min meant to do with King High here, man? Like, you know.
I mean, he's good. He's probably going to put some more chips in the pot. At least 300.
At what stage does he fold? Doesn't.
I'm ready to be... Yeah.
Yeah, maybe let's...
Such a machine. He's beating a lot of bluff,
Yeah,
like very natural
I mean,
bluffs.
like if
is
we
what's
think
really
of,
cool.
we think about hands that Daniel's going to do this with that are not value. For example, a min's hand doesn't interact with any of it. So,
Exactly.
So the King High.
But an
can
unblocker
sometimes-
effect.
Yeah.
Magic.
You and I have promised we won't get too far in the weeds.
We'll try our best.
This is a spicy hand. Daniel arriving to the river with just Queen High, a min with King High. Daniel doesn't have any value at all to show down, so I can see Dan picking up his pockets and just throwing them in the middle. What do we think from Dan in order to get it done? Maybe 600? Yeah, I can't see it happening. I don't know what's going to happen
It's hard for him to represent a very strong spade.
because all of the strong spades are out there.
Yeah. Obviously, it's hard to
What's that? Is that
check
600?
and give up with Queen High.
It's more. 7,
Yeah.
8.
It's 800.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, if Amin somehow puts the chips in here, I quit.
Lord.
I'll never play again. The really interesting thing about this hand is this time-banked event. These guys don't have too long to think about things. What is going on?
Sometimes you know. And Amin is the kind of guy that when he knows, he just knows.
I quit. I literally said it. I'm never playing again. That is one of the coolest hands. I don't know. I have a gambling problem, so maybe not. That's one of the coolest hands I've seen on stream. I've done about 150 hours of stream commentary.
Damn.
And yeah, I can't remember a cooler hand than that one.
It's great to see the behind the scenes of what's going on in Amin's mind. The whole... Obviously, we see this day in, day out if you play enough cards in Australia, in Melbourne.
Yeah,
You can feel yourself being
absolutely polarized.
exploited,
Yep.
for lack of a better word, by our friend.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's a highlight reel video, that one. I'm embarrassed that 900 people are going to hear me saying I have no idea what's going on. When Daniel sees that hand or hears about it, he's going to be sick to his stomach.
What a game we play.
Yeah. I mean,
Truly epic.
sometimes,
Makes a lot... I mean, yeah. Doesn't have to work super often, and obviously incredibly difficult to deal with without at least the Queen of Spades.
Two bets 55.
sorry guys, just had a little bit of commotion in the background, so rather than make you listen to it, we just muted for a little while. I mean, of course has two pair with 10-3 suited. if you're in Daniel's position right now, you would be extremely frustrated. Because you just know that he's not meant to have it all the time, and he just... I mean, when he does have it, you don't. When you have it, he doesn't. Like...
It's kind of the magic recipe, huh? It's how you get away to murder in these kind of...
I mean, chuck him in away. At least deserves 5 years for that
Nice
King High
one.
bluff. Mackenzie, what does the rest of the week look like for you, mate? Full schedule? Going to be playing the main...
Great question. It depends how many times we have to enter that bad boy. Hopefully we get to jump in the mid-stacks, the 100k guarantee.
Absolutely. I believe that you will be able to do that after this, I think.
Beautiful. Lovely, lovely.
So that was my plan all along, just fill in your gap and just get you to reg. Yeah, so we've so tonight we have the mid-stakes event, which kicked off at 4:30, I believe. So we'll still have some late reg, probably not a huge amount remaining. But there's also the Dazzler, which is a $450 buy-in with a 20k guarantee. I believe it's a single day, so that will probably be where you find me after we finish our Goliath stream. Min does call the button with 10-3, and Daniel does check the... It's a Min's world, guys. We are just living in it. We are just guests. Thank you to Mr. Riazardi for letting us play his game. King 3-3, of course Min has a 3. Daniel turns a deuce, so he will probably need to put in...
Oh my lord. I was going to say the flop check back is lovely enough in itself, but
I mean,
obviously
do we see him in over
super
there
blended
here
when
or
you
something?
have two pairs here. And a man's going to put...
Or we see maybe 3 bigs from him in. Just pray that Dan has a jack or a king.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh? Daniel probably shouldn't have too many strong hands after checking every single street. So it's going to be interesting to see if he bets small, tries to induce a little bit, or if he
That's 180.
sizes up. Of course, he's going to size up.
Yeah.
Knows where he's at.
I think him in this spot is really just praying that Daniel has just enough value to maybe put it in, but unfortunately for him, he does not. Mr. Alexander Alford, what a pest in the Facebook stream is.
The cheek of it.
Mate, we are currently on the 41st floor of the Oakwood Premier Hotel in South Bank. We are in the...
Look at that view out. What a spectacular
We're in the
little wicket spot.
restaurant.
That's a really nice fold.
Yeah, Daniel showing some extreme patience here. Not much going his way in the last few hands.
162 big blinds.
This is not how it started. Daniel had about 75. I think that you and I are going to be watching that clip for weeks to come. That was unreal. For those of you that missed it, Daniel bet 800,000 on the river without a flush, four-liner to a flush. Amin jammed the river without a flush, and
Amin says not today.
not today. So yeah, I'll let you guys. I'm sure you're gonna get sick of seeing that clip, but that was unreal poker for us to watch.
What a machine.
Mackenzie, you've had a great finish today in the Goliath. Unfortunately, we didn't see too much of it. We started our final table coverage four-handed. We had some technical issues with the stream, and it's really important that we putting out a great product, and we just needed to make sure all the ducks were in a row. How was the final table before, like sort of from 9th through to 5th? Like,
From my perspective, it was pretty chill.
Yep.
Came into today 7th in chips.
Yep.
About 25 blinds, so a lot of folding, a lot
Absolutely.
of watching other people get to play the game.
Yep.
It was pretty steady for the longest time. Yeah, look, obviously, this man on our screen right here got to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Got to put a lot of chips in pots,
Absolutely.
and it worked.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, we got to open one ace-9 suited off 12 blinds.
Beautiful.
Amin gave us the business, didn't he?
Of
When he
course.
flatted pre and checked back every street until the river and just...
Just put it in your eye.
Yeah.
Right, we do see Daniel. It looks like he will be calling the button with Queen 7 suited. Amin will... He's going to check
Take
back
a
to
flop.
King 5-0.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. Thanks, Sam.
What a gentleman.
I mean, there's no one that is more polite as they're pulling in your chips as you bust the tournament than Amin. Yeah, so... Amin does flop a gut shot. Daniel with just Queen High going to try and sneak this one away from the min. Amin does have the gut shot, so he won't be going anywhere just yet. Wouldn't be, yeah, just does call.
55.
Turn is now the 9, not improving or changing the draws of either player. Daniel's still with Queen High, Amin with King High, so in the lead, but probably won't be too confident about it. As luck would have it, Amin does drill the gut shot to make the 5-high straight.
Who would have thought?
Thankfully for Daniel, he does just have the Queen High, so probably won't be doing too much betting himself. This board does definitely favour Amin in the blinds, not too much.
Yeah, it's a nice disciplined give up if he...
Yeah, he does.
Makes
Just
sense.
lets it go. Amin will be frustrated that he did not have more value, but yeah.
I think there could have been an interesting spot on the turn if we see a bear fight in from Daniel.
For sure. Daniel was proceeding with a lot of caution there,
Turn 9.
showing his experience in not needing to put too many chips in just yet.
Fun that
But
Amin's
did you turn a 9?
inquiring. Yeah. Assumes that Daniel's picked up some showdown value for...
Yeah. But no, it's just a give up.
Flood.
Fair enough. Not too many nutted hands after he flat calls
No,
pre-flop.
exactly. You won't be flatting too many aces unless he's, of course, trapping. Another hand for Mr. Riazati. Ace-5 suited on the button will be an open. Of course, he probably just called. No, he does raise to 80.
Wow.
Daniel with a 3-bet opportunity. Ace-Jack offsuit. What is he going to do? These guys are probably too deep for Dan to send this in here, but he could 3-bet to, what would you say, 5 or 6 blinds?
Probably between 6 and 7.
6 and 7, yeah.
Yeah.
And then any kind of draw or... Okay, he does
Yeah,
choose,
fair enough.
does
He
choose to go with it.
He removes the Amin effect of being manhandled a little bit post-flop if he
Yeah.
misses.
Amin can't bet a flop that's his if you take all the
Yeah.
flops off him. Ace-5 suited versus Ace-Jack off. Does Amin have enough chips to run this? I think he's probably just going to fold and wait for a better spot.
Yeah, certainly. I don't think he...
960.
Ace-5 suited is probably a hand where you'd rather be putting the chips in than calling, but Amin is a man of his own game. 167 bigs as well. Just going to let it go.
Very nice fold.
For all of the mayhem that Amin does conduct, right, there's
A disciplined, structured game behind
there's
the...
a discipline that you don't always see, right? So like, he's not just clicking buttons. There's a science going on. I don't understand it. No one else does either. I mean, you probably understand it
little
more
bit
than
magical.
other people.
Yeah.
But you and I had a conversation earlier about the 6-5 suited hand, and you know, obviously in private, I definitely understood what was going on, and Amin is someone who understands those spots as well.
Yeah, showing a good understanding of that spot here where he's often going to be dominated, even as, you know, the times that he's up against a hand that he's beating, it's probably not going to happen often enough to justify putting in 20-something blinds. I imagine he's going to try and...
I mean, he's just going to grind it down, right?
Yeah,
just
exactly.
sort of single opens.
Got no need to rush, does he?
No need to rush. He has such a big chip lead that he can just really, you know,
Truly.
open, c-bet flop, take it down, open, c-bet flop, fold. You know, all that kind of stuff. So
Very difficult to play 20, 30 blind stack in Daniel's shoes.
especially against a stack like Amin's. And for Daniel, he has flopped trips with Queen 6. Amin, hopefully for him, will not connect with any value on the turn.
There it is.
Amin
Just
does
enough.
pick up some equity. He now turns a straight draw to go along with his 2 overs, but it does complete the front door flush draw. Jack of clubs now on board. Daniel not having a club himself, still with trips, probably going to need to protect his hand a little bit and look to get some value out of this one. Wouldn't be surprised to see Daniel maybe bet 150 or so.
Two bets, 175.
175. World-class player bets 175. I said 150. I'm pretty close. Does Amin have enough to continue? Only Amin will know. I think he probably does.
It's really uncomfortable if a quarter of your outs are not pure.
Yes.
It's pretty sweet. Again, just one fold out of a min.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Amin
A lot of
is-
people will expect him to blast off here or put lots of chips in, but
I actually don't think I don't think that's how Amin gets it done.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
like the grind you down and take the flip when you have 12, 13 bigs is how Amin gets it done. You know, he extends the lead and then does it. Of course, he has his fair few good fortune opportunities, but that's tournaments for us. Queen deuce on the button. The queen, of course, being the relevant portion of Amin's hand that does allow him to open. King Queen will be a hand that Daniel will 3-bet. Mate, we have been blessed by the presence of none other than King 5 suited Oscar Fong.
welcome aboard, Oski.
Looking forward to seeing you later in the week, my little Malaysian friend.
Low-key crusher, huh?
Mate,
Really hope to see him on,
yeah,
2 raises.
on that table.
40.
yeah.
This
I'd
week.
love to get the opportunity to commentate
Oh,
on
yeah.
Oscar's play
He's got some
again.
tricks up his sleeve, eh?
Fearless is how I would describe him, mate. I was commentating another stream and Oscar was on the stream. Oscar 3-bet sent it in. Oh, sorry, I think 4-bet sent it in with King 5 suited and about 19 bigs. And I was just like, that is a kid that in 2 years' time
Big
will be
heart.
wreaking havoc. I always say that it's very, very hard to learn to become a psycho, but it's very easy.
A lot easier to tame
It's
it.
very easy to tame it. So like, whereas my poker journey, I was very tame initially, and I had to become somewhat of a psycho. Now
Yeah,
I'm
really?
probably too much that way and send it in too often. Oscar, of course, being 14 years old and having those skills already, I think we'll be seeing him for years to come.
I'm sure of it. Hopefully in Australia. I've heard recently he's back in his home city, back in his home country.
He is.
In Malaysia.
I believe
Getting it
he's
done.
I believe he's in town this week though, so we're looking forward
yeah.
to seeing him. Mate, we've been joined by Mr. Daniel Klinger in the booth as well. Daniel, looking forward to getting your thoughts and voice in the booth later in the week when we next see you. Amin does open the button. Amin does open the button with 9-6 offsuit. Daniel finding a hand to 3-bet, of course, ace queen off. Daniel will look to 3-bet this one, I believe. Amin, unfortunately, stone bottom, 9-6 off. Does Amin have enough connectivity with the 9-6 to continue here? Or do you think he just has to...
I very much doubt he'll bother.
I think he might just be a raise and fold, right?
Yeah. Problem being, even when you do make a strong hand with the middle cards on the board,
Yeah.
usually it's quite easy for
You can also
Daniel to
you can-
navigate.
and I mean
hard to win
hands
big
that
pots.
you connect hard, like hands that you
Yeah.
connect strongly with, your opponent's most likely not going to have much in.
Yeah.
Alex, can we get a breakdown on the Paris Theory optimal ace-10 suited 6-bet hand? Look, that's one that I may have to try and get Paris's opinion on.
Very good point.
I think that Goliath is one of those tournaments where sometimes you take a stand and you just run into the top of it, and unfortunately for him, that is the case. Of course, Alex referencing Raf having kings, and Paris turning a 10 and just having to go with it essentially. But yeah, look, if you're in the stream, guys, watching along, please give us a shout out. It's my first stream with APT as the lead commentator. I'm very happy to have found a home at APT. I'm very excited about the next 12 months of schedule. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but APT have recently partnered with Crown Casino. An absolute coup for poker in Melbourne, because that partnership allows APT to be running the main event Saturdays, along with bringing the Melbourne poker players some great tournaments to play as well. Mackenzie, you've had a little bit of success at Crown Casino in your past.
They look after me.
They greet you at the door. Mr. Alfred, thank you very much for coming. Please come to the Baccarat room.
Oh, thank goodness we haven't stepped foot in there.
Yeah. Many a main event winner has fallen victim to the Bucky room. All right, we do see Amin making the 8, but he is outkicked by Daniel in the big blind. Neither player going to be too confident, as the board is 3 diamonds. Turn is the 3 of hearts, now improving both players to a chop. 3 8s and 3s with a king. Neither player with a diamond, so they will be continuing quite patiently.
I think we're going to see 2 more passionate checks on this river.
I can imagine so.
Unless. Just kidding. I can't imagine. Wow. Wow.
What is going on, bro? Like,
I think I've jinxed it. Hey, fair enough.
yeah, I mean, look,
Oh, I thought you were going to do.
does Amin have enough to cool down? Probably.
It's quite a small bet. I think he'll be.
Yeah, we're going to chop it up.
Yeah.
8s and 3s.
Absolutely nothing going
Nice
Daniel's
little
way.
nibble.
Whenever he has a slight bit of value, Amin also has a slight bit of value. If he has trips, Amin has nothing. If he bluffs the river, Amin jams the river. Like, what is going on?
Blind as well. He raises 100.
A little bit on the spicy side with 5-4 offsuit. We'll see a peel.
Yeah.
Out of him in. Plenty standard. Plenty standard flop.
Checks. Two bets 65.
me, guys. I'm just knocking over everything in the on the commentary desk. Just going to run through the schedule for those of you who are in the Melbourne area and looking to play some poker this weekend. Plenty of things coming up. If you've only got today to play, why wouldn't you get along and play the Dazzler? The Dazzler kicks off at 6 p.m. tonight with a 20k guarantee, a $500 buy-in, 40k start stack, 20-minute blinds. It's going to be a little bit quick towards the end, but I imagine that is going to be an extremely fun tournament. I'm looking forward to playing it myself. Mackenzie and I, we are probably, after the Goliath, depending on what time this finishes, we're probably going to find ourselves into the mid-stakes champs. The mid-stakes champs has a 100k guarantee. 100k? You only need to pay $450 to enter. There's not a lot of cost associated with that one. It kicked off at 4:30, but if you're a late reg wizard, you can reg right up until 10 past 10.
Wow.
So well over 3 hours of late registration remaining. You can then also roll that into the 8 p.m. Melbourne Champs Saturday. 2 seats guaranteed to the 350k guarantee main. So the Melbourne Champs main event has a 350k guarantee. Tonight's 8 p.m. satellite is a $220 buy-in, 25k start stack with 15-minute levels and unlimited registration. Just like the mid-stakes tournament, we also have late reg right up until 10 past 10 tonight as well. Mackenzie, I think you were probably going to find yourself doing something else tonight. You were going to have a bit of a break, but I think I might have just talked you into staying around and playing.
It's a 100k guarantee for 450 is pretty insane value.
It's unreal. It's
What are we thinking up top for that? Close to...
I reckon maybe 30,
Wow,
35,
yeah.
maybe around
That's
that.
a huge ROI. Huh?
And it's unreal. That 100x buy-in is not too bad. Mate, just going to quickly run through tomorrow's schedule as well. We do have another Melbourne Champs Saturday kicking off at 1 p.m. We have the Flipper, which is, of course, our Shane Warne Memorial Tournament. 23,000 guarantee. It's a $500 entry, 60k start stack, 23-minute levels, and unlimited registration. Late registration for that one open until 8:50 p.m. if you can't get along to the 3 p.m. start. 4 p.m. another flight of the Melbourne Champs, 350k guarantee. Late reg right up until the start of day 2. 4:30 the mid-stakes champs, which is that 100k guarantee we were starting. Late reg right up until 10 past 10. And tomorrow we also have another double 2-seat guarantee into the 350k main event. Kicking off at 8 p.m. max late registration, closing at 10 past 10. How did it go? Did I make it sound appealing? Did I make it sound fun?
I'm just focused on how exciting these 3 blind pots are going to... I think we're going to see a lot of these small ball...
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
is what we were talking about. Amin grinding
Wow. Thin.
Daniel down.
Fair enough.
Bet 55. Sit that forward.
Great question, Will. Is a flipper 2 event?
Will, I believe it is a one and done. I cannot see it on the schedule being a day 2 schedule. But look, mate, if we get to 5 a.m. and we're still playing, we might actually send you guys home for a nap and ask you to come back. But I imagine that one, mate, with a 23-minute levels, it'd probably get quite quick towards the end. So we might be out of here at, if you're still here at 2 or 3 a.m., you'll probably be the winner. Which, knowing you, Mr. Ciali, you probably may be the winner anyway. Mackenzie, one of my favourite questions to ask my friends in the commentary booth, when they happen to join me with their company, what is your favourite poker memory? I'm gonna guess it would be the main event, right?
That was pretty special. Had a lot of friends on the rail. It was quite an eventful final table. We came in Wow, we were triple lead for a lot of day 2, and then we blasted. Sorry about that, folks.
Little bit of commotion in the hallway, so I just had to pause Mackenzie for a second there. So so the main event was pretty special. Had plenty of friends on the rail, and of course your breakout title in the live space.
Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy days of poker. Day 3 we were chip lead for a long time, and then we gave up a lot of chips just coming into final table. So we had to be very disciplined, very patient, and won some big pots at the right times, you know, after a few hours of watching other people battle it out, similar to today. But the big ones came home.
And that's it, right? Is like the final tables are often determined by who has the opportunity, right? Like sometimes you can't do anything but just fold the Jack 4 offsuit under the gun. Like sometimes you just have to wait your turn. But you know, one of my favourite things about following you on social media is you do, of course, I've talked about it with you many times, is you have a very eclectic music taste, but you also share the highs and lows of grinding the game. It's very easy to talk about the high points, but not easy to talk about the lows, and it was extremely cool watching you go on to get the job done as you share that.
It's pretty satisfying to, post the journey, you know, like the ups and downs of our stack.
Yeah, because that's exactly right. It can be a roller coaster. All right, we have a flop. 7-6 queen, turn 6. Amin with just... Actually, Amin does have a pair of 7s. Daniel, unfortunately, with just ace high. Not much going Dan's way at the moment. It is the Amin Riazati show.
Still quite a good hand. Hits it.
Yeah, for sure. See, this is where we, you know, like, Amin checks this through where you and I both expect him to bet turn.
Yeah, certainly.
But instead, he's going to go value on the river and potentially get called by ace high. I mean, this has been a masterclass from Amin on how many gears he does have. And unfortunately for Dan, as skilled and talented as he is, I mean, Amin has somehow found a way to extract some chips. You cannot blame Dan for calling down there. You know, ace high heads up is often going to be good enough, but yeah.
Very cheeky bet.
It's extremely cheeky. Amin extending that lead, 134 bigs to 20 big blinds right at the moment. You know what, Mac? I'm gonna force you to go and play some poker. I'm gonna give you five more minutes in the booth. I'm gonna find Harvey, get him back in, and you're gonna go and start.
Magic.
And then I'm gonna go and
Get busy. Get some Instagram stories up there, huh?
Absolutely, mate. It's been extremely cool having you in the booth. If you're around, I'd love to have you later in the week as well.
Pleasure.
So
it's very cool to see the behind the scenes, huh? What's going on here?
Absolutely. And even cooler to watch some cool poker.
Yeah, tell me about it.
That hand where Amin jammed the bluff, unreal.
Changes the whole dynamic of the game, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, by jamming there, Amin triples Daniel and extends his lead. Odyssey Golf in the Twitch chat. You are correct, mate. My name is Liam Murray. I am the APT commentator, and I have been joined by my very good friend Mackenzie Alford, who finished 5th place in our Goliath today. Mac, I reckon you're going to cop this for absolutely months. Jamie Leontic in the Facebook comments, as he often is. Shout out to Jamie. Mac, you're going to play the 5-6. I mean, I think I'm going to see Mac play that 5-6 more
Very
often
good
than
chance,
anyone
that
else.
man. Oh, yeah, look. It's a very powerful hand.
It has a lot
As
of
you can see
equity.
here would be the best hand on Jack 4-5. How's Timmy Wolfen, man?
Mate, I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna let your friends stop harassing you, and you're gonna tell them next time you're in the booth and they can harass you.
Let me jump in the chat and then give a real piece of my mind, huh?
All right,
Liam.
Thank
It's
you,
been a
Mac.
pleasure.
It's
Thanks,
been a
buddy.
pleasure, mate. Thank you very much. We'll
Excellent.
see you later in the week, and I look forward to joining you at the Felt later this evening.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I have been joined by the extremely talented and handsome Mr. Harvey Silva. Thank you for joining me. We have seen our friend Mackenzie Alford bow out of the booth.
I was
and
listening and he was great.
He's extremely eloquent and extremely talented and just a really all-round cool dude. So I was very, very keen to have him. In the booth.
I thought that you two might see it out, but Dan still hanging around. 16 big blinds.
Mate, have you been watching?
Yes.
Amin has just been absolutely bullying him.
Yeah,
It's
relentless.
It's been a tough one to watch because as we know, Daniel is an extremely experienced poker player. The dark arts of Amin have been on show this afternoon.
Yeah, very much so.
Daniel arriving to the river with a pair of threes, Amin with just 6 high. Daniel unfortunately going to not be able to sustain too much pressure here, but Amin just going to give it up and Daniel check it down and take down the small pot.
I've been looking at this shot that you're seeing here, and it's that's the sun. It's not Daniel turning into a ghost, but he actually is turning into a ghost.
It is.
Yeah,
It
he's
is.
about to
The
go.
sunlight is absolutely smacking him.
Yeah.
But I mean, how nice for poker players to see some natural light. There are so many of
Yes.
us who don't see enough natural
That's
light.
very true.
You walk through a poker room, and most of us are Caspers.
Yeah, the sun setting here in Melbourne and really hitting this table. Up on the 41st floor, we're in South Melbourne. We're overlooking the bay on one side and the city on the other side. It's a pretty incredible outlook from here. I reckon one of the best views in Melbourne, to be honest.
I was going to say I don't know if I've seen many more. I don't spend a huge amount of time in Melbourne. I spent eight months living here in my early years of poker. But yeah, look, this is a beautiful spot for me to be coming to work for the next few days. So very much looking forward to that. Amin opening the button with Jack 9 off and Daniel on... Amin calls and Daniel does check back the deuce 4. As has been the theme of the final table, Amin does connect with top pair and a straight draw. Daniel with just 4 high. Daniel does now improve to a deuce. He's really been up against it. And he's just going to unfortunately... Gonna smack bang into Amin's top pair with his bottom pair. Amin does call. River and offsuit 3, not changing anyone's hand. Daniel, of course, going to proceed with a lot of caution. Probably start out with a check on the river. And will we see Amin bomb the river or go small to try and get value from 10-7?
A little bit.
Yeah, it looks to be about 325,000. So he's just about gone pot. Daniel is, unfortunately for him, at the portion of his value range where he can't really call. I don't believe.
Liam, it's hard to feel sorry for someone who's about to collect 33k.
Mate,
but he has just nothing has happened for him.
Honestly,
nothing.
Honestly, you cannot fault Daniel's play all day. He's played extremely well, but when he has played well, Amin has just somehow sniffed it out and played just a slightly bit better. Harvey, I'm sure you saw the hand where there was 4 to a flush and Amin somehow found a bluff jam. I've watched plenty of streams. I've commented lots of poker. It's one of my favourite hands that I've ever commentated, and I'm looking forward to watching all of the community marvel at the wizardry that is Amin. And look, in that hand, I said to Mackenzie, I said, what's Daniel going to have to bet to get the job done here? I said about 700k, and I was like, oh look, he probably can't even do that. But Dan found it. Dan found the bet of 800k, and somehow Amin put him all in with just king high, no flush, no pair, nothing. And I mean, there's not many things that leave me speechless, but that was one of the hands. And Amin had the audacity to do that to one of the best players in the country. And I say that with as much respect as possible. Daniel is an extremely talented poker player.
I think the other thing people are going to see here is Daniel's incredible patience, because he could be so frustrated at the moment and just start jamming and I can't come back from here unless I double. But he's very disciplined, isn't he?
Absolutely, and that's where that is where experience really counts, right? So like 15 bigs right now is actually still quite a lot, but it doesn't feel like a lot when Amin has 140. So if Daniel can find a double, 15 back to 30, 30 becomes 45, he starts closing the gap, but not much is going his way.
Well, he's flop top pair here, so if you can get Amin to come in or come along with him.
Right when Daniel has top pair, Amin has absolutely nothing, which will probably mean he won't continue or put any more money in the pot. Amin doesn't have a lot of connectivity with this board at the moment, but he does have king high, so maybe he will float one more. He's just going to let it go, and that's what I meant. It's that when nothing is happening for Daniel, when he has top pair, Amin doesn't have a flush draw. Amin just has king high, so Daniel just wins the 1 or 2 big blinds, and that's it. So anyway, I don't want to keep tooting Amin's horn.
Well, you're just joining the club, aren't you? Because
honestly.
He's really very respected, and his stats speak for themselves, don't they?
It is no wonder that Amin has had such an extremely successful 2 or 3 years on the circuit, when you can see his game developing as it is. 8 deuce suited for Amin on the button. Probably just going to be calling. Heads up with an ante, we don't see a lot of folds. We see a lot of calls and opens. 8 deuce suited. And, sorry. We don't see a call or an open. We see a jam. So just like that. 139 big blinds to 15 now for Daniel. Daniel going to be looking for an opportunity to run it with the 15 bigs.
Liam, this is of course a $2,500 buy-in event. Tomorrow we are going to be streaming a $230
I'm looking forward
event,
to it.
which is called the Flip Up. It's the Shane Warne tribute event. It's $230 because of course 23 Shane Warne, and we encourage everybody to come down and play. It's a 3 p.m. start. I think late reg is up until about 8. So
I believe
you and I are going to have a very late night.
Yes, I believe the Flipper has late registration up until 8:50 tomorrow night.
No, 8:50,
and it has a 23k guarantee prize pool. Yeah, so look,
fun. It's going to be fun. Isn't
absolutely. And look, all of these kind of events, like the Flipper is in honour of Shane Warne, who had a very close relationship with the founders of APT, the Hashams, and the relationship continues with Jackson Warne, who is well and truly a poker player at heart as well. If you are in the Melbourne area, even if you're not, let's say you're in Albury, make the effort, come down. It's going to be a great day. You're going to see plenty of footy stars coming out as well. Some of the best. I know that Shane and Brendan Fowler were very close. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fev pull on the boots. And
I think Fev's coming. I did see all those guys last night, as we spoke about.
We did speak about it earlier.
So Glenn Maxwell definitely going to try and make an appearance. And if you can't get down here, you will see some of those big names up there on the stream table. We want to get those on, of course. It's a lot of fun. And
I look forward to eloquently discussing why Brendan Fowler is raised under the gun with Jack 4 offsuit or something like that.
Because he's loose. That would be the reason.
The times that I've seen Fev playing before, he's well and truly enjoying the game. So, which is always lovely to see.
And you'll also see those guys firing multiple bullets into this too, I will tell you. So I think we're going to join that, Liam, tomorrow about after the dinner break, because
Beautiful.
It will be a long... We're not going to come in at 3 o'clock because it'll kill both of us.
Yeah.
But we'll come in after the dinner break, so probably somewhere around the 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Cool.
Keep her on the socials. And,
Catherine and I will be sure to announce it for sure.
Terrific.
Mate, just want to give Catherine a quick shout out. She is absolutely knocking the media out of the park this week. I've been extremely impressed with her editing skills. All of those videos she's posting, she's being able to do them herself. Catherine has well and truly made this role her own. So
Catherine, who started as a dealer, of course, and has progressed up into our media department. She's loving it too.
She's
really
doing such an extremely good job and such an asset for APT. She's a great personality on camera and also really, really talented behind the screen as well in the editing she puts out.
So get up there. It's our Facebook page. Now, Amin has pushed all in here.
Jack 5 suited.
Has folded. It would have been miles ahead, but he was not to know, of course.
Look, I mean, if Daniel peels a king or an ace there or any pair, he's probably going to go with it. But the Jack high, he's going to expect him in to have the king highs, pairs, aces, all of those hands in his all-in range. But Jack 10 off for 11 is probably not it. It might be a hand he jams himself, but very hard to call.
So, we're saying all those great little stories are on our Facebook page, and I'm sure a lot of people are watching the stream through Facebook. If our chat is any indication, because we can see where they're posting their comments, and it looks like a lot of it's on Facebook.
We do have Twitch running as well. I've seen a few Twitch comments coming through.
And, of course, our YouTube page. So we're out everywhere. Tell your friends.
Harvey, Grand Prix weekend in Melbourne is always something to do, isn't there? But we're so lucky to have a week of poker.
Yes.
For me, I wouldn't normally come to Melbourne on the Grand Prix weekend, but I've been extremely surprised with how busy it is.
Mate, it is going to get crazy here over the weekend. It's, honestly, the streets. And we are about a K from the track here. We're pretty close.
Yep. Do you reckon will we be able to see it from here at all?
You'll be able to see it, but
you'll
hear it.
Not enough, for sure. I mean, does jam the Jack 8 off. Daniel with the 10-5 off, needing to just fold it. Dan just absolutely...
God, under 10 bigs here. This is really getting critical stage now.
Yeah. Look, if you're out there watching, you will agree with me. Daniel has not done he just hasn't had the opportunity today. I really hope to see Daniel double back. I mean, now has a big enough chip lead that he can run it with just about any two, and Daniel will need to survive the all-in to double. Matthew Zurich tagging his mates. Much appreciated, mate. Bringing some more viewers to the stream. We will be here for the rest of the week.
Well, Dan's going to be in here. Ace-5.
Ace-5 suited. I mean, not going to be calling the 6 high.
And probably not your strong suit, Liam, but the AFL starts tonight too. So
Does
we've
it?
got heaps on. But,
Wow.
in Sydney, though, games in Sydney and Carlton. So,
Okay. Of course, they wouldn't clash
No.
Grand Prix weekend with AFL weekend.
well, no, we've got a game Sunday, would you believe, after the Grand Prix. There's Collingwood's playing St Kilda
Where will that be?
at the G. So
That'll be huge,
it's a
right?
massive weekend. down
One
there.
of my favourite, like you said, I'm not an AFL guy. I grew up playing rugby league, finished my football career playing rugby union, played 5 days a week throughout school, played until I was 27, blah, 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 blah. But we do see him in jam the ace queen off. Will Daniel have a calling hand in the big line? He does.
He's got a
Pocket
pair.
fives.
Here we are.
Seeing all five now.
All right, so
Good luck to Mr. Daniel Hashem needing to fade. Straight cards, aces or queens. What will the outcome be?
I'd love to see a 5 here on the flop and make him feel a bit safer.
For sure. Ace Queen versus fives, the most standard of flips. Oh my god. 10
wow.
10 flop.
So he's got the book, but needs to avoid an ace or a queen here. Oh,
Turn
wow.
is a queen. That is the nail in the coffin
it is.
for Dan, unfortunately.
And another one just to make good.
As if the day was not one-sided enough. That is a perfect summarisation of how that final table continued.
Oh, wow. What a... Well,
I'm gonna
as
give-
you say, if you're going to go big.
Yeah. Look, I mean, congratulations to Daniel. He'll be quite frustrated with how that final table ran, but he did spin a max late registration of 13 bigs into a second place. We were joking about it. Daniel has the skill and experience to pull that into a win, but unfortunately for Daniel, and fortunately for the rest of us, we do see Mr. Amin Riazadi claiming the 2026 Goliath Melbourne Champs title.
Fantastic, and 55k to go with it.
Yeah, I mean,
Fantastic
not a bad
prize.
Thursday.
It is, and an early night for us, which is
Yeah,
also a
mate,
great
beautiful.
gift. So, mate, I'll see you tomorrow.
Certainly will.
Keep an eye on the socials, everyone. It's probably going to be about 6 o'clock for the flipper. A lot of fun tomorrow night. It'll probably go into the wee hours of the morning.
You and I bring the sleeping bag, bring the coffee. My name is Liam Murray, guys. You'll be have my company for the remainder of the week.
And Harvey Silver
was
signing
just
off,
about
and
to say.
and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great
Thank
night.
you, guys. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye.